Hi, I'm Sarah, Steve Henry's daughter. I've been doing all the YouTube videos for the past few months, so I thought I'd introduce myself. So today I'm headed out to go see what the progress is on the new motor and try to get a little information about what this new motor is all about, because it's pretty exciting. Hi, how's it going?
Oh, good. Just some of the semi-fun stuff, I guess. Hooking up some things. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, you've been working on this for a long time.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I've been working on it for. This is my 4th day. That will be a long day. You know, like I don't know, 12 to 15-hour days. But I put in a lot of days before I actually started out here in the hangar, in my shop, getting my intercooler done and things like that. So I did a lot of prep work so that I wouldn't be down so long actually making the switch. But it still will probably be, I don't know. I don't have a radiator yet. I'm waiting on my radiator. If it gets here in the next day or two, I should have this flying in a couple days.
How exciting.
I got my exhaust almost done. I built this part yesterday.
It's pretty.
And my muffler mount, I got to go back to my shop and make that. There's still quite a bit of things to do, but it's definitely coming together. I think it's looking good. I got my cowling in to get it painted this morning, so he said it'll take a week to do that. So that's good.
Who's painting the cowling?
Mike Roberts.
Oh, good.
Mike Roberts Auto Body. So yeah, just hooking things up.
How's this motor different from your other motor?
Well, it's like I was telling Toby yesterday, this one's 600 horsepower.
Nah.
That's all I can say.
Yes. Oh, man.
Hopefully it's faster. Not that I really need a lot of faster, but I don't know. You never know. If these hot rods these guys are building, I might be the slow guy on the block here. Now, I don't know. It's going to be so interesting to see kind of how we stack up. I don't think anybody knows. I don't know how they could.
Yeah, everybody's been super busy, hard at work.
Yeah. It's almost, for some of us, it's almost kind of suspenseful, I think.
Yes.
Because, I mean, there's a lot invested. You know, I have a lot of time and money and effort and heart and soul invested in this thing, and I know other guys will do too. So yeah, it's a big deal to us. Might not be to anybody else, but it is to those of us putting all this into it. Had this, you know, it was on my cherry picker here. That's how I got it up here, and I've had it on and off the front of the airplane maybe 10 times through this process here. Not all bolted on and everything, but just up here, so I can see what fits where and how. Just want to make everything tidy and nice and efficient. I like this installation, I think, a lot. I mean, I like it better. It's cleaner in some ways. It just made things fit better.
Cleaner than what?
Than the engine I just took off that's sitting over there. Just little things. There's a little bit more involved. One thing that's different on this engine is I have an external oil cooler. The oil cooler on these motors, it's right back here. It almost looks like another oil filter. Here's the filter, here's the cooler. So the water goes through and cools the oil. Well, this is an auxiliary one. Edge Performance set it up with this deal right here, so the oil comes out, goes over to this extra cooler, which also is cooled by water. The main water from the radiator and everything goes right through that. That's what does the cooling, and then back into the system. But so that's one thing that's different. More oil cooling. I don't have a problem with oil on that, but this one, you know, the 600 horsepower, like, you got to have a lot of cooling.
You know everyone's gonna believe this is 600 horsepower.
No. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know how many horsepower it is. It hasn't been on a dyno. He ran it on his test stand with the prop and everything, so, you know, we have a pretty good idea, but I just can't say. But anyway, it ought to run good. It ought to run really good. Did the exhaust a little different, a little bigger. I don't know if that's going to help or not. It was Thomas's idea, so he's my engine guy. So, well, here's one thing I did a lot different is where I put the intercooler. My other one had the intercooler up front, right here. This is a bigger intercooler, and obviously back underneath. My purpose for that is to get rid of this prop spacer. I always have a 4-inch prop spacer on here. So not only will I get rid of a few pounds, but whatever the prop weighs will move closer. So it'll make the CG a little bit better. And that's a lot to do with moving the intercooler down here, because the cowling goes, actually I had to grind off my oil drain bolt here. Smooth that off because the cowling goes right up against it. And then the radiator is bigger too. I got about a 30% bigger radiator, and it's going to be down more. It's going to look different. It won't be quite as clean looking on the outside, I don't think, as it was before, just because my intercooler and radiator are going to be much more visible, and they're going to protrude down farther. But I got to cool this thing. You know, that's the main thing. If it doesn't cool, it's kind of useless. And we don't want it useless. There's a few little things that Thomas cleaned up on it too. Like right up here, where this extends right off of the valve cover, there's one back here too. It's kind of buried in there, you can't even see it, but where that extends off the valve cover there, that's to hold the throttle bodies on, because with all this boost, if you don't really attach those throttle bodies, they'll blow off with the boost. So we had a little bit of a Mickey Mouse way of hooking them on. It wasn't bad, but this is a lot cleaner. So I'm happy to see him continually improve little things like that. Oh, here's another where he cleaned it up too. On my other one over there, where these screws are, it sticks up. Sticks up. Every one of them sticks up. Well, he made it internal now, so it's made this a lot cleaner. Made it easier to clear it with the cowling. My cowling just barely misses the top of this, because I always like to keep my cowling as low as I can for visibility over it. I think this is going to have a little bit better visibility, for one thing, because it's 4 inches shorter. And the end of the cowling out here is the last thing that you see. I don't see this. I don't see my panel. It's the top of the cowling is the last thing I see that blocks any lower view. So getting that end a little shorter and down just as close as I can should help my forward visibility a little bit too, which the forward visibility on any Highlander is awesome. It's so good you almost can't screw it up, but I want every last little bit I can get. Got a little work to do inside here too. It's a new ECU, just right here. It's another really cool one with dual calibration. So I've got 2 modes. Got my little switch up here. I call them cruise and beast mode. That was on my other one too. It's really useful too. I use the cruise mode when I'm just cruising around, and when you like, if you want to take off short or something, man, flip that thing on beast mode and it rips. So I got to mount this. The part of the wire harness from Edge Performance, this big piece here is what plugs on the main plug on there. But you can see it's a nice harness. It's well marked. It's really high quality. Real high quality stuff. I don't know how much just the wire harness costs, but it's got to be a lot because it's good.
Well, there you have it. He's not willing to expose too many of the secrets about his motor. Just have to wait and see. Actually, he hasn't even told me a lot of the what's different with this motor versus the last one. I can tell you it's not 600 horsepower, but hey, maybe it's close.